So are you fascinated by the architecture of the 20th century? So let me show some brutalist and Soviet modernist places in Armenia. So first we begin with one of the oldest ones from the list, the Sevan Writer's house, which is located on the peninsula of the Sevan Lake. It used to be an island, but in the 30s, due to the irrigation of the hydroelectric power projects, a lot of water from the lake was drained and the water level dropped significantly. Just right after the former island became peninsula, the writer's house was built. It served as a guest house for the writers of Soviet Union. On the right side, as you can see, there is actual accommodation. On the left side there is a canteen. As you can see from the outside, it's already built in very early Brutalist style, even though the Brutalism officially began in the 50s. But from inside it's still built in the Art Deco style. And if you want to take a look from inside of the accommodation, I asked the manager to give me the most Sovietic room, so here I get it. Even though nowadays the building serves also as a hotel, still it's administrated and owned by Writers Union of Armenia. Second and most iconic Soviet building is the radio optical observatory and telescope in Orgov, whose project was proposed by the Armenian engineer Paris Herune in 1964, but the constructions, due to the Soviet bureaucracy, started in 1975 and it was finished in 1986. The operation of the observatory and telescope, however, was short-lived due to the breakup of the Soviet Union, then conflicts in Caucasus, and because of lack of funding of Armenian government. So we are in the ground floor, and you can see the small model of the whole project, and of course some photo shoots. Oh, and here we have some radio, or what is this? And maybe some substitutional display of the computer. It's really a magical place. And in one room you can even play the piano and relax on the sofa. And when you go upstairs to the last floor, you can see the true magic of this place. And here you can observe the stars. Yeah. And here on the wall you can see the clocks of whole the world, or the Soviet world, let's say. Nowadays Herune's niece is starting an ambitious plan to restore the project, so hopefully the telescope will be operating again. I have seen the documentary about the ambition to revive this project, but the Armenian offices unfortunately were denying funding this. And it was really sad to watch this, how she was treated by them. Like they were saying to her to throw it to scrap metal? Like, excuse me? So you see, it's long way to success. The third one, I want to mention the first modern theater in Armenia, the Sundukyan Academic Theater, aka the Gabriel Sundukyan State Academic Theater, which for the first time was opened in 1922 with the premiere performance of Gabriel Sundukyan's play Pepo, after whom the theater was named in 1937. But in the 60s, whole the building went under fire. After a fire in the 60s, it was rebuilt into Brutalist Soviet modernist style. Here you can see the winter garden and these masks on the pillars that has been created inside of the building, which provides a respiration of the 20th century architecture. And finally we have this impressionist painting by Marty Rosarian, which covers the entire hall. And then we have some abandoned places in Ashtarak, which is just 1 hour by Marshutka from Yerevan. The Soviet Mall from the 80s, which from the exterior looks perfect, but inside the building there is nothing to see, it's complete ruins. And the bus terminal near the main station of Ashtarak, you see it's completely destroyed. Unfortunately, I didn't find any information about these buildings. I think it was built somewhere between 70s and 80s. In Yerevan you can see, for example, the music theater from the 70s from the exterior with all these waterfalls surrounding. In this rusty playground for kids. But unfortunately I didn't have permission to enter inside to show you. In the end, I'm going to show you the huge sports center, aka current Demirchyan complex, finished in 1983, but shortly after it was built, the building went on fire. Yeah, a second Brutalist building I know had the same fate. However, in 1987, after reconstructions, it was fully functioning again. So if you're interested in seeing the second part of the Armenian brutalism, or brutalism in another country, please don't forget to hit the subscribe button.